Hey y'all, what's up? I'm Mimi, aka the Piscean Seer, and this is one of your daily collective messages. Like, and subscribe if you get anything out of this. Thank you so very much to those of you who do like, subscribe, and comment. It is always and forever going to be loved and appreciated. God, archangels, ancestors, ascended masters, cosmic guides, all beings of the highest and purest white light, only with the best interest of me and the collective at heart. You are always and forever welcome into my readings, okay? Please give my wonderful, fabulous, and amazing Piscean Seer family the best and most accurate information for them at this time. Hello, my beautiful lovers, okay? I hope you guys are having a great day. My day is pretty cool, okay? This is a Kali message, okay? Welcome to new subscribers. Welcome back to my beautiful subscribers who are already here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Thank you so very much for coming, and thanks for coming back. It's kind of dark in here. I tried to turn on all the lights that I could turn on, okay? But it's a rainy day, so I don't have that sunshine that I be having going on. Okay, so I got a few notes that I got this morning. First of all, somebody in here is your birthday. Okay, that's a birthday song. Okay, somebody in here is your birthday, birthday. Okay, look. So it's Libra season. So if it is your birthday, happy birthday, or your birthday could be coming up. Okay. Also, Scorpio season is coming up, and I was listening to the Scorpio playlist on Spotify, and it was really slapping. Okay. So shout out to all the Libras and Scorpios out here, and happy birthday to the Scorpios if your birthday is coming up soon too. Okay, like at the end of this month or whatever. So Cry Me a River is playing now because I added it to my list this morning when I was listening to the Scorpio list, okay? So, but Cry Me a River is significant, okay? Like, I don't know. I feel like somebody could just cry you a river. I feel like you really don't care. I feel like you just don't care. Like, you just really not concerned about, like, what the people outside of you is doing, how they trying to attack you. The song, you don't have to say what you did. I already know. I found out from him, okay? Giving God energy. Like, I already know everything that's going on, and I just don't care that much. I feel like you're just not really interested in getting into the drama. This says Poe, time for change, to learn something new, to use technology and gadgets with wisdom, okay? So, I mean, you could be someone who does a lot of research, or you could just work with technology like in the 3D. But you could just be working the hell out of this divine technology that you hold within yourself. And I got kind of the chills. So, like, that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. I feel like you're just on a whole nother level, this energy you're operating out of. She has purple hair. You can have purple hair or like purple streaks, okay? Because you got the purple streaks going on. But you could have dark hair also. And you don't have to be a feminine energy, of course. I always try to make sure I say that because I know the masculines, we just be talking like we only talking to women, huh? But most of our viewers be women, so that's why. And also, most of us be women, so we be coming from our own perspective. But that doesn't mean it ain't for you too, okay? So I just feel like you're embracing a lot of change. You really don't have any time for anybody coming in. He also says, I already cried, okay? Because basically, like, I already cried over this. I already cried over the endings and situations with certain people. And he said, don't it make it sad about it, okay? Like, they sad about it. Look, cleanup time, okay? Like, you really have done a lot of major cleaning up in your life, and you just not. It's a no. It's a no for you. Why am I Ashley? That's outrageous. So we got ghosts of the past. Okay, look, the past returned for a time. Okay, now if anybody from the past is coming around or thinking that they finna, like, play on your good nature or your kind heart or any of that, they are like really sadly mistaken. Okay, I'm looking for my wings because you are not gonna do this. Okay, like, you're not gonna play these games with these people, not at all. Okay, the song "Cry Me, Cry Me, Cry Me." And I feel like Kali is like really supporting this. I feel like she really doesn't want you to put too much time and energy into that. I feel like you could have been praying a lot. You pray like a monk or a nun. That's what I was hearing before when I was kind of just looking at this card. You pray like a monk or a nun. And I heard you even could have been a monk or nun type of energy in a past life. Like, you've lived a life where you just only devoted all of your time and energy and attention to serving God, okay? And so I'm of course, you're super blessed in this lifetime, no matter what it is that you're doing, because you know where you come from, and you know where to put your time and energy into, and you know how to fight for real, right? You ain't out here like really trying to fight anyone, okay? We got sexual connection. So I mean, I don't know. This could be people you had sexual connections with in the past, or maybe you just have like a really attractive type of energy. Okay, like you're just really sexy. Okay, I feel like you're calling in a lot of attention from people like that stopped paying attention to you a long time ago. But like I said, you don't care. You could cry me a river. We got the East, okay, so that could be significant. You can live on the East Coast. We got stalkers, okay. We got destined for greatness. We got heartbroken, disappointment, third party, betrayal, hurt, pain, ending, and we got attention, teamwork, do your part and let your spirit team do the rest. And I feel like your part is just not giving that many fucks about it. Like you don't care who's watching you, who's paying attention to you. You're just staying like to yourself in your own energy, minding your own business, and anybody going through, heartache and pain with any third parties or hurt by anything that may have happened or how things left off, it was their fault. It was just their problem, okay? That's the kind of energy that's sort of haunting someone. Look at what this card say. It's time to be brave, okay? They was being real brave when they were like attacking you or coming for you or gossiping about you or whatever it is that they were doing. So like, why they not feeling so brave now? I heard man up. Somebody needs to man up. We got spiritual surveillance, okay? It says every move, deed, energy, or thought sent or done toward you is being seen and recorded by your spirit team. There is nothing they can do that cannot be found out through spirit. And also, I feel like you don't care and you're just like, cry me a river because you communicate with the divine so much, right? And it's just so effortless. Some people could want to like censor you, they could want to shut you up or block you from telling some sort of truth, or I don't know, they just want to block you from opportunity, okay? They want to block you from your destiny, block you from receiving this old money that you collected throughout all these beautiful lifetimes that you lived, okay? Somebody could be under legal investigation, maybe for stalking or something like that, okay? That's just a lot. All right. So we got Avenger, okay? So Kylie ain't playing no games, okay? She out here making sure that the scales of justice are balanced in your life. It says righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. I feel like you really move like in a very righteous way. Like I said, you really do speak to the divine a lot. You pray a lot. You tap in. You do what it is that you need to do, and you haven't been wrong in any of the situations with anybody, whether you had a sexual connection with them or not. It's very clear that if anybody has lost out on a relationship with you, it's something that they destroyed themselves, okay? Yeah, they had an intoxication with destructive power and destroying others' dreams and potential. It says resorting to violence in the name of a cause, okay? And I feel like and I feel like Kali is willing to resort in violence in the name of the cause that is you, okay? We got pioneer right here. Because you are a pioneer, you have a passion for doing and creating things that have not been done and created before. And I feel like people could have been like really projecting this energy at you that you should move on, that you should like move compulsively and like give up on whatever it is that spirit has been having you focus on or put your time and energy into. The song Up Down, like people wanted to have you like all mixed around, all confused, you know what I'm saying? We got Liberator, okay? So you free, baby, okay? You freed yourself and you free others too from like outmoded beliefs, even if they're just looking at you and the way you live an unconventional life and being inspired by that. You release a lot of negative thought patterns and a lot of things that you already can, like, it's like because it happens to me too. Like, I always hear other people's thoughts, or like I'll feel their emotion. Like, all I have to do is just like walk past them or just look at them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'll pick up. It's not like necessarily I'm hearing what they're thinking, but it's like their vibration puts out like certain words, okay? And it's like I'll like all of a sudden too, I'll really like have that attitude for a second, or I'll feel that like nasty feeling of whatever it is that they're feeling. And I feel like this could be something that you do too, even if you don't realize that you're doing it sometimes, okay? But I feel like you kind of, when you do realize, you call it very quickly, you call it out, and you know how to pray those kind of energies, or pray those kind of thoughts, or pray those kind of spirits away. And this really protects you a lot, okay? Look, God really protects you a lot, okay? But it's because of like this benevolent and compassionate kind of energy that you carry. You recognize the eternal force within yourself, and you see it within others, and you act accordingly, and that's what keeps you so safe and protected. Okay, we got martyr. Okay, you are not out here trying to play the victim for nobody. You don't walk around in this energy of self-pity. You learn and you transcend. Okay, and you understand like the nature of yourself and the cause that you really are here to like be in addition to. What's avenger and pioneer? We got companion. Okay, you are a true companion to spirit. To Kali is what I heard. To Kali, okay? You like, Kali is a companion to you. Like, she looks at you as a friend. She's very loyal to you, and she likes the way that you're very tenacious and how you're not selfish. You're really willing to share. I heard like a kind and gentle soul. Like, you're so kind, so sweet is what I'm hearing. You're so sweet, and I think that she will go to the ends of the earth and beyond to protect your sweet and beautiful giving nature, your loving nature that you have. What's pioneer and liberator? We got Prince, okay? So, I mean, this gives me the vibe of like surprise growth, okay? Also romantic charm and potential for power. But I did say that you were very attractive. So obviously I feel like you could be attracting people who are interested in you romantically. Even if you're in a relationship, okay? Like, people just like, they just can't help but to be attracted to you, like to find you very beautiful or very handsome, okay? Yeah, we got the Fool, okay? It says fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. You could be very sarcastic. I'm very sarcastic, okay? Like, my sense of humor, like, I don't know, you just gotta get me, okay, in order for it to be funny sometimes, because it can easily offend people, because I feel like some stuff is just totally absurd. And you'll be talking to people and trying to explain to them why this shit is stupid, and they'll be looking at you like you're the one that's crazy. Like, no, this shit is dumb. Like, there's no reason why we have to do this. But you probably get that same thing sometimes, okay? We got artists, you could be like an artist, you could be very quirky, you could have like a whole nother way of expressing yourself that doesn't necessarily match the people around you. But I feel like you're a good fit wherever it is that you are. But like I said, you kind of piss people off sometimes with your different point of view and the way that you explain things, because I feel like the way that you explain what you're saying, it even makes sense, and so it just like pisses people off even more, because they can feel where you're coming from. They can't doubt you, or they can't like trump you in that conversation and make you feel stupid or make you feel foolish. There is no making you feel foolish, because you have no problem revealing your emotions and how you feel about yourself and others. And I feel like this person or people around you, they tend to use humor to wound people or to hurt people, giving bully energy. They use humor to wound people with the truth, rather than like just call it out, in a normal way and just like, or to like, there's no, what did I say before? I said benevolence and compassion. Like, you speak your truth, but you don't do it in a way that's harmful to others, and you don't like laugh at others' pain. Like you really understand, even people that's getting karma, you really understand like the depths of what it is that they really about to have to go through, right? And that's why we're taught to pray for their mercy, right? Because we know they're gonna get fucked up way beyond anything that we even would have wanted or could have dreamed up for them, because it's not us doing it, right? And so like this is just the vibes. I feel like people are really catching it in the worst way, because these are people that could be very gifted, could be very talented, could be beautiful, could be handsome, could have everything going on for them on the outside, but they don't have any kind of relationship with the divine. And so it gets them in trouble. They take their talents and their gifts that they have naturally and they mistreat others with them. And then they wonder why they lose their power or they have no ability to move forward because they're still focused on trying to attack you in some sort of way. Jeez, yeah, because you're the star, baby, okay? And with the two of chalices, you're not exchanging energy with any and everybody, okay? Like, you understand that your energy and your time is very rare. And even if you don't necessarily understand why you always end up to yourself or always end up in this space where you're, like, alone and you're reflecting, that's, like, the best time that you have, that time that you have just you, just yourself, just spirit. That's really important to you, to your artistry and the way that you express yourself, and even the way that you respect yourself and turn down things that aren't the best for you. And I feel like the ghosts of your past, they just really don't understand that, and they could want to come in and, do some, like, not necessarily like magic or nothing too big, but they just might want to play mind games or see if they can get in your energy again. This energy of like, do I still got it, and you like, no, you can cry me a river right now because you ain't got shit. Not over here. I'm free, I've been liberated, period, with the world. This cycle is closed, bitch. You don't got access to my heart like this no more. You already broke it, and I put that shit back together, and I would never hand it to you again, right? Yeah, with the Knight of Scythes or the Knight of Swords moving on quickly, okay? Burning rubber on the fuck, quick. Excuse my French, okay? But we in French. Okay, what's Avenger, that one, and Companion, Pioneer, Death, okay? Like, this is your new beginning, and I feel like it's being protected no matter what. And it's like the people that didn't know how to handle you or how to respect you, they're not allowed to come in and do anything. Like, I heard, like, I don't care how sexy they are, okay? And also, she was telling me, like, right after I got out of the bath, that, like, Kali doesn't hold her tongue for anybody, okay? Like, if you have a problem or disagree with what she has to say, then that's just that. It's your problem, okay? It's not her problem. She does not care. And she encourages, the destruction of all things that do not serve you. And so she's not going to let anybody come back around and play any games with you. Yeah, okay? Justice. You're going to get this justice no matter what. And nobody's allowed to get in the way of that. Like, you could be experiencing some sort of surprise growth, maybe some sort of business advancement, or maybe seeing a lot of growth in your love life. She kind of keeps mentioning that, just this, I don't know. It doesn't even necessarily have to be your love life, just more like your love for life. I feel like you can have really big goals. I heard expansion, like that could be your main focus, expanding what you've already built. What's Martyr, God, and Fool? We got the Five of Cups, okay? So, I mean, that's not Martyr. This is Liberator, okay? My bad. It's Liberator, Fool, and God. And I feel like this is what I'm saying. People are kind of sad, And look here, don't it look? This is people's cups spilling out, okay? This the rivers, they crying you. Baby, this the rivers, they crying you because you're free, and all they could do is like sit in the background and sort of like have conversations and contemplate on why the fuck you ain't using your cup to serve them no more, okay? Why you ain't over here taking leaps of faith with me and forgiving me and letting me back into your energy over and over again like you used to. Like, it's dry over here. Why you ain't still crying the river? I've did everything I could do to get you to cry. Like, how dare you heal and piece yourself back together and express your artistry the way that you do? Like, People is tripping for real. What's God, artist, and martyr? We got the fool, okay? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, somebody is very upset at the way that you take leaps of faith, okay? But like I said before, that's not your problem. I feel like you're just walking through life smiling, you know. You're armed, you know. You armed and ready for whatever may come along the journey, and you got your little pack with all of your your supplies, and the sun is shining so bright on you. No matter what kind of dark places you might be passing through in order to get to where you're going, you're going to get to where you're going safe. I know that. Okay? And anybody that tries to knock down whatever you do, whatever kind of art you express, or try to catch you right before you take a leap of faith is out of there, okay? Because you stay tempered and you're a master magician. Who do they think they are to stop anything that you got the power to create? What's death and justice? We got the Knight of Chalices, okay? So I feel like that could be confirmation on that love offer I was talking about, but I just feel like you're only accepting these very authentic offers of love, you know, like you're only open to like the most genuine energies at this time. And it's like if you can't like if you can't like vibe with that person in your heart and in your spirit, you just really not fooling with it. And like I said before, every move, deed, energy, or thought sent or done toward you is being seen and recorded by your spirit team. There is nothing they can do that cannot be found out by you through spirit. So you really do like see these anybody that's on some BS or trying to take a leap toward you in a negative way, like you already see it from a mile away. You see it coming. What's justice and chalices? Okay, we got the Hierophant, but it's because of your connection to the divine. Like you are so next level. Okay, your third eye is popping. Okay. I don't know why anybody would even try to play with you at this point. But it's like she's saying the ego, you know. The ego is a hell of a drug, right? That's all. They really say cocaine's a hell of a drug, but you know, so both could be true. Okay, with the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck, somebody could be using drugs. Okay, and also they're just really in their ego, whoever this is, you know, like even if you prove it time and time again that you're connected to the divine or that you know you can see things ahead of time, they still are convinced like that they can beat God, you know. It's like this energy of it not even being between you and them. It's the energy of like them fighting all of the energies that avenge you, okay? And it's like if they can't attack the energies that avenge you, then they just gonna keep on trying to attack you or trying to offer you some sort of fake love in order to get at you in a negative way. What's chalices and the fool? Why Tennessee whiskey? Come on, baby, okay? You as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You as sweet as strawberry wine, okay? You as warm as a glass of brandy. And honey, I stay strong on your love all the time, okay? They sprung on your love, baby, okay? You are sweet, 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 baby. And it's just really upsetting, you know? And it's like everything that they put you through, every way that they tried to hurt you, you just ended up getting more powered up and coming out way better than you went in. And they just feel like that shit looks so beautiful, it looks so smooth, and they just a little bit angry because they cannot affect you or attack you or change the way that your blessings are coming in. Okay? King of Pentacles. Period. Look. Look with all of this. With all of this divine energy around, right? We got the community, okay? So you got some haters in the community, okay? They watching that cornucopia. They trying to see how it's about to grow, you know. Stay strong. What's death? The Knight of Chalices and Justice. We got indecision, okay? So, I mean, I feel like people are indecisive when it does come to you. They don't really know what to do, you know. They don't know how you gonna move. They don't know what you gonna eat. They don't know what you gonna drink or where you might be. They don't know. They don't know. Like, they just don't know. Like, I feel like you're being majorly cloaked at this time, okay? Like, your business is very private. Spirit's not really giving out as many clues as they was giving out in the beginning when people still had a choice to treat you right. What's justice? The Hierophant and Chalices. Yeah, we got broken heart, okay? They had choices. They had the choice of if they wanted to break your heart or if they wanted to be good to you. This is people that even got readings and got information on you to see like where your future was headed and things like that, and they still had a chance to treat you better, and they still do. What's the five of chalices, the moon, and the nine of stakes? We got the fourth chakra with Archangel Raphael. And now you've done all of this healing. You've moved on past this type of energy, and you're not going back for anybody, okay? Cry me a river. Go on and just cry me a river. You can go on and just cry me a river. Because I already cried, okay? We got woman holding a coin, okay? You attracting this abundance, and your intuition has become like a beast of its own, right? it just works so well, like it doesn't even need you. You just effortlessly avoid traps and avoid negative situations and all kinds of things at this time. So you're doing great. Okay? What's broken heart and Archangel Raphael? We got strategy, okay? Because you picked the best strategy you could possibly pick. And that's the one where you work with the divine very closely, where you pray all the time, where you love yourself the way that you want others to love you, and therefore that's what you attract. And that's why they don't have access to your energy. No matter how sexy or how nice or what kind of party you meet them at or what, they can't fuck with you. Because you operating out of this new higher level of DNA activation from within yourself that they cannot touch. They gotta run it with Kali. What's indecision, broken heart, and woman holding a coin? We got hot lips, okay? So definitely, like I said before, a whole lot of talking, okay? A whole lot of gossip. Like this could even be people that like are not even on your radar, like people you're not even thinking about, people you ain't even thought about or fucked with in a long ass time, okay? Like you could be getting random messages from people you ain't talked to in years, and they sound all happy and shit, but they haters. They fucking haters. That's why you ain't talked to them in so long. What's broken heart strategy and fourth chakra with Archangel Raphael? Yeah, we got killer instincts, and you know they is. They haters, and you know it already because everything that spirit see, they tell you. Okay, the song said, yeah. Okay, what's hot lips and killer instinct? The song, tell me that pussy is mine. Look at the friendly skies, okay? So somebody wants you to tell them that thing is theirs. They trying to get an interview with a psychic, right? Because in the book, it tells you to go to the mirror and talk to the mirror and, ask yourself questions and then be like, oh, how does it feel to know you just had an interview with a psychic? Well, people know they having an interview with a psychic when they talk to you, and they want to come do that, okay? Look at this. Suit up and show up, okay? They're trying to suit up and show up and have an interview with a psychic like you, baby. But the friendly skies are not having it. The only time they about to be in your energy is when they sitting around talking about you. They're not allowed to have access to you. Look at this. The trickster, okay? Deceit, betrayal, guile. That's their vibe, okay? Yeah, and this your vibe, okay? You're a gift, you're divine inspiration, and you're very awakening, and that's why they love to sit and talk to you and be in your face as if they care, okay? But they do not give a shit, whoever these people is. Like, it's giving multiple people in the community, okay? Like, I don't know, for some reason, they got a whole lot to say, like, about you and what you be doing. Like, they need to mind their business, or they run out of business to mind, okay? We got the Yule Singer again. We got the Yule Singer yesterday, too. Let me get, like, we got Alwyn, the one I just showed you, okay? But the Yule Singer was talking about, like, coming from a dark time and being in this. Is a specific thing. Excuse me. It says you're entering into a time of joy and light while the flame of your spirit rises high once again within your soul. So expect new friendships, easy connections, and fortunate moments and growth when this beautiful card comes to you. You know, the dark times are done for now, and that's why you're not letting anybody in who you don't feel the best about. You know, like I said, you might not even know exactly who it is or exactly what kind of shit that they say, even though spirit be being very specific when they be telling me what the fuck is going on. Okay, but even if you don't know, it's just like you might run into people at work or run into neighbors or run into family members, and you just get that nasty ass vibe that you just don't want to deal with them, or even running into exes or just seeing exes on the internet and being like, ew, I would never go back to that. Right? Okay, so it says Awen translates to divine inspiration or flowering breath. It is a mystical force that offers us a moment where this is a sudden surge in newfound knowledge, inspired thought, the ability to awaken our dormant talents, and a sense that before we were given the gift of Awen, we were like sleepwalkers, okay? Awen is a moment where life is forever changed, and once we drink of Awen or feel it as a beam of divine light entering us and changing us, we can never return to who we were. Okay? And sometimes never returning to who you were means no longer vibrating at a vibration where you resonate with the people that was in your life in the past, and they just got to go and they can't come back. It says, and the world is never the same again. Which give me vibes of like their world never being the same again once you leave, right? But I mean, I feel like your world will definitely never be the same again, baby. Like I said, this is like such a beautiful time for you. Just a time for you to be artistic and express your gifts and take these leap of faith and do these things knowing you're safe and knowing everything is coming in and that the divine is fighting your battles for you. It says, so when the card comes to you, you must know now that having experienced what has taken place, you cannot pretend life can ever be the same. You have lifted the veil and you have seen the face of the divine. You have drunk the elixir of the gods and the fairies and have offered you their greatest gift. And they have offered you their greatest gift, okay? It says, Alwyn does not stay. Come on. Alwyn does not stay, but the knowledge of what we have experienced in that moment changes us forever. So now that you have had this life-changing experience and been given this incredible moment of inspiration, you can either pretend to yourself that life is without magic, or you can continue to embrace the magic in the enchantment of every moment. Now, if you choose, you can become more fully alive, and while this is no easy path, it is one that is full of deep, joyful moments, true connections, and poetic, blindingly beautiful experiences. Awen will come from time to time, and you are so blessed for having had this most sublime and life-changing of all mystical experiences, you know. And the energy is Snow White, okay? That's the name of the artwork. The artwork is Snow White, okay? So Snow White could be significant to you, okay? You could resonate with that story, you know. Also, that gives me evil stepmother energy, of course, but also the energy of the wolf, okay? So, I mean, breathing exercises could be significant because just bringing my attention to this flowing breath right here, okay? Do some breathing exercises, please, okay? Yoga is great, okay? It really helps. I really like how you move with the breath with yoga, right? It really gives me something, okay? It really changes around my energy completely, and it just really makes me feel at peace. I know I'm always talking about doing yoga, okay? But Spirit be talking about doing yoga, okay? Like, it's really a powerful thing that you could do, and it's something that you could do easily every day. They have like 5-minute yoga videos if you're really busy, you know? Like, and it's just very effective, okay? So, I mean, carry on being divinely inspired and just know that, like, everybody doesn't deserve to be around you when you're in that divinely inspired type of energy. And, you know, that sometimes it's okay to just, like, separate and keep it to yourself. And also, it's okay to not give people the time of day when they come back trying to, you know, trying to pretend like they want to cry you a river. They don't. They just want you to get back to crying that river they was drinking from. You know, that's how somebody could have been sucking your energy, like keeping you sad, keeping you wanting, keeping you expecting them to change, but them never actually changing or never actually showing you anything that you can really work with, and you walking away and giving yourself that. That's the whole thing, you know. So continue to be walking away and giving yourself that until you see, like, until people prove to you, like I said, that genuine connection that they want to have with you. So with that, I'm done. I hope you guys have a happy, fabulous, wonderful, and amazing day, that you got something that you need out of this, and I'll see you later, my love. Bye.